Did you see that? A ghost.
Welcome to Paranormal Pentivity, a show about songwriting, ghostwriting, and everything in between. My name is Nayim and I am your host. Let's continue our conversation from the dark side of songwriting about, for real, never writing a fucking lyric or anything on any of Kelis's music. Is that hard to believe? Absolutely not. When you're at that level, we talked about this before, how you can just have people come through and do everything for you. But I think in this case, what for real, Kelis was literally bringing in this innovative new thing in, and being that she was a Star Trek artist, she was a Pharrell artist, whatever the fuck, he had going on over there. This happens all the time where I'm presenting you, I'm a part of whatever, I'm in the room, I'm whatever, and I'm going to put my name on it. And what a lot of people don't understand is, like, even somebody standing in the room with you could garner them being able to get credit for something that you're doing. When you have a new artist, a lot of the times, especially when because this was back when Kelis came out, she filled a void that was not being filled. When Kelis came, it was so fresh, it was so new, and people were eating that shit up. Especially like Bossy, Milkshake, all these other things she was doing, she was writing too. It won't nothing to just tack his name on that shit. Because you producing all the beats, so you automatically get half the song. And then, so that's 50% of the song. 50% of the money is already coming to you for the song because you're making the beats. This is your artist. So let's chop another 15% off the top of that. So what we got left? 35%. You tack your name on as a writer. Half of 35%, 15, 16, 17.5%. And then she said they had the same manager. So 17.5 minus 5, 12.5% of a song. 12, let's just say, 12% a song, so I can just keep the math in my head. Every dollar that Kelis made, she only got to keep 12 cents. And that's actually being real fucking generous. Because I think she's mentioned she don't own the publishing and shit to the music. I'm actually gonna look that up before I put it out. And if I can find a screenshot, if she owned it or not, I'll put it up. Or if I can just go through the repertoire and look. But this isn't uncommon. This shit happens all the time. She lucky she wasn't put in a motherfucking contract that say, "Oh, you can't speak about this shit." It's not fair, but this shit ain't built on fairness. This shit is vulturous. It's crazy. It's not meant to make sense. But my thing is, every new artist is a lick. You came at something brand new that people have not seen, or the way she did it, it wasn't seen like that. They hit a fucking lick over there. And the fact that 20-some years later, it's still being, she's speaking her piece about this shit now because she's not worried about being a motherfucking musician. Her husband just died. He was rich. She out there farming, doing her thing. She used to be married to Nas. She's not fucking worried about no motherfucking music. It's just, I feel her on that shit being disparaging though. But you gotta understand, people are gonna take credit for shit people take credit for shit they don't do all the time, not just in music, anywhere. Like, people are always taking credit for shit, It's up to you to put yourself in a position where you can, like, first, do your education. I like that saying, do your education. I like that. Do your education. Learn everything you need to learn so to put yourself in a better position. Then put that work in so you have that leverage. So Pharrell can't come in and leave you with 12 cents. And then now I'm thinking about it. So you got 12 cents per dollar. 50% of that going to taxes. So now you only make 6 cents per dollar that you bring in because of something that could have been avoided if you would have just held off. Like, no, but like people, it's something about this shit when they get put in their face. You know, you can be a regular person making beats. You know, if it's somebody who don't know how to make beats, you're in the most advantageous position because I have something you need that you don't know how to do, and I do it the best. As far as you know, I do it the best. If I'm the only person in town that plays piano, I'm a runaway success. If I go over to the next town and everybody plays piano, now I gotta compete and be the best. A lot of people don't understand that. Or they do understand that, but they're not worried about that. They think that they're gonna be able to, like, okay, I'm gonna take your beats and it's gonna be whatever. And then you just like, okay, I'm gonna keep 50% of the publishing, which Michael Jackson already told us. That's the most important part, publishing, royalties, songwriting. You know, I'm gonna keep 50% of the publishing automatically because 50% of the beat, that's just being fair. You know, a lot of times it can be more. And when you're dealing with somebody like Pharrell, who was already Pharrell at the time, it could be more than that. But just for the sake of numbers, 50% of the publishing plus 25% of the songwriting, because a producer is a songwriter. It is just a different type of songwriter. You know what I'm saying? So there's 25% left. And if you have other writers and other everything else, you know, they have to split that. So automatically somebody can just come in and take 75% of your shit and everybody else is left to split that last quarter. Think about if that's the position that you want to be in, because that's actually fucking terrible. Like, that's actually, you might want to go work at Popeyes, because that ain't, you getting raw real bad. But yeah, you know, Paranormal Pentivity, I think I introduced the damn show as Paranormal Pentivity, but unfortunately, you know, she was one of those people who got fucked. And they didn't even give her a fucking kiss. And she's still a fucking legend to this day. And people still ride for her and people still love her. So, you know, if she wanted to come out with some music, she could definitely have a little bit of, you know, success. People will support her and root for her just because of how garbage her Star Trek deal was. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, them Star Trek deals was fucking terrible. Man, we gotta do Tiana Taylor. Oh shit, let me get the fuck out of here. My name is Nayim. This is Paranormal Pentivity. I'ma holla at you.
Did you see that? A ghost.